faithfully delivering value, interpreting great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, the book we're interpreting for you is The Knowledge of Cats. Cats are mysterious and elegant creatures, and like dogs, they are wonderful companions in modern human life. That you, who call yourself a cat slave, do you truly understand your feline masters? For example, when a cat purrs, is it because it's comfortable? Do cats really have superpowers? Do they bury their waste just to cover up the smell? All right, stop struggling to guess your cat lord's thoughts. Today, the book we're discussing will solve the mysteries about cats in the most accessible way. The author of this book, Desmond Morris, is a PhD in zoology from Oxford University, a world-renowned zoologist, and a popular anthropologist who spent his life with animals. He was the curator of the London Zoo's Mammal House. Besides that, he is a best-selling author. He authored popular science books worldwide, such as The Naked Ape and The Human Zoo. Okay, now let's follow this animal expert into the world of cats. I've summarized the book's content into 3 parts for explanation. First, the brief history and culture of cats. Second, those superpowers people see in cats. Third, cats' behavioral habits. Let's first talk about the brief history and culture related to cats. According to some existing archaeological evidence, cats were first domesticated by humans around 6,000 years ago. So, have you ever wondered why humans domesticated cats? Actually, before the agricultural revolution of the Neolithic Age, cats were never domesticated. It was only when humans entered the agricultural age and began storing large amounts of food that cats became valuable to humans. You can imagine the scene back then. Grain in barns attracted hordes of rodents, and human guards were helpless against it. Large-scale harassment by rodents became one of humanity's earliest disasters, until one day, someone accidentally saw some wild cats lurking around the barns and catching mice. So people naturally thought, why don't we keep some cats to deal with the mice? Back then, for grain storekeepers, cats were undoubtedly a godsend. Because cats helped humans eliminate rodent infestations, they were considered sacred and inviolable animals at the time, and cat killers could even be sentenced to death. The ancient Egyptians once dismembered a Roman soldier with 5 horses just because he harmed a cat. If a cat died naturally in someone's home, all family members had to mourn, even shaving their eyebrows to show grief. When cats died in Egypt, they were mummified with full procedures and given funerals. The festival honoring the cat goddess Bastet was ancient Egypt's most popular celebration with the highest attendance. Truly, ancient Egyptians were the ultimate cat worshippers, maintaining this reverence for nearly 2 millennia until its official abolition in 390 BC. Beyond Egypt, cats also enjoyed favorable times in Europe. Though Egyptians banned cat exports, some risked smuggling them to sell as luxury pets to Mediterranean elites. Their rarity made them treasured marvels that received exceptional care. Romans later introduced cats to Britain, drastically reducing rampant rodent problems and cementing their pest control status. European records show cat killers were fined a lamb or sheep. While less extreme than Egypt, this penalty still proved cats' significance in medieval European society. So did cats' golden age in human society continue? No. In the Middle Ages, Christian church incitement led to centuries of feline torture, humiliation, and slaughter across Europe. So cats were linked to early pagan rituals. Thus, they were declared evil beings, Satan's agents and witches' companions. Cats plummeted from sacred status to widespread scorn. Hundreds of thousands were skinned, beaten, burned, or thrown from towers. Fortunately, this dark chapter didn't last. In modern times, cats remain cherished household companions. What changes occurred during cats' domestication? Research shows modern cats remain remarkably similar to ancestors anatomically and behaviorally, with minimal changes. Unlike dogs, cats weren't bred into task-specific varieties like herding sheepdogs or transport sled dogs. Most feline changes are superficial, fur length, color variations, and they're slightly smaller than their ancestors. Now, cats from different regions also vary in size. Generally, the colder the climate, the larger the cats tend to be. Among purebred cats, North America's Maine Coon and Norway's Norwegian forest cat are the largest, weighing over 10 kilograms. The smallest is Singapore's Cachinta, averaging just 2 kilograms. Additionally, during domestication, humans altered breeding cycles to boost reproduction rates, enabling modern cats to breed 3 times yearly versus ancestors' once a year spring breeding, tripling the rate. This explains why cat populations have grown so dramatically. Yet domestication created split feline personalities. They're both pest killers and innocent pets, forming close bonds while demanding independence. Cats lead double lives, constantly switching between domestic and feral modes. They change with their environment. One moment, your kitten's calmly grooming beside you. Next, it's convincing you to open the door before bolting outside without looking back. Crossing the threshold instantly activates their feral mindset. Unlike dogs who might run off but still check for owners, most cats won't. If you coincidentally spot your missing cat near trash bins, days later, you're again confronted by this split personality. After hesitating, they'll still run to you, rubbing against your legs. Take me home, owner. I'm starving. So you carry the grimy cat home, hoping it reforms. But next time you accidentally open that door, it'll dash out without hesitation. What can you do? Aren't cats wonderfully contradictory creatures? Yet this hasn't hindered human-feline relationships. Millennia of coexistence have spawned rich cat-related culture. For example, English contains numerous idioms featuring cats. Take the phrase, "there's no room to swing a cat," literally meaning no space to swing a cat, but actually describing cramped quarters. What does a cat have to do with space? Actually, on early naval vessels, cat referred not to the animal but to a whip. Ships used whipping for punishment. The sailors' wounds resembled wild cat scratches, hence the whip was called cat. And since whips required deck space to swing, this idiom emerged. Another example, the English idiom, "it rains cats and dogs" for heavy rain. Why associate cats and dogs with downpours? Experts speculate this idiom's origin relates to 17th century Western drainage systems. Those drainage systems were primitive, with limited capacity. During storms, sewers overflowed, washing out not just trash, but also dead cats and dogs. This cats and dogs became linked with torrential rain. All right, we've rediscovered cats from historical and cultural perspectives. Daily conversations often mention cats, like their 9 lives or surviving high falls, or how black cats bring bad luck. Now let's examine these so-called feline superpowers people talk about. This is our second topic today. Admittedly, people worldwide hold varying beliefs about pure black things. For example, you've likely heard black cats bring misfortune. This superstition actually stems from medieval pagan rituals. People then believed black cats were witches' pets, or even witches in disguise. Some claimed they were Satan's messengers, leading to mass cat slaughters incited by Christian clergy. Fortunately, no one now slaughters cats under the guise of purging heretics. All that remains are superstitious legends linking black cats to fortune. But perceptions vary. In Britain, black cats symbolize good luck. An old British proverb says, "If a black cat resides in your home, the maiden shall lack no suitors." Clearly, the British see black cats as enhancers of women's romantic prospects. But in the US and other parts of Europe, black cats usually represent bad luck, whereas white cats symbolize good luck. In Italy, this happened. Someone was driving home late at night and coincidentally encountered a black cat as it crossed in front of his car. He immediately pulled over, insisting on waiting for the cat to return to lift the curse before daring to continue. Even the police officer who came to inquire refused to leave after hearing the reason, fearing bringing bad luck upon himself, showing how deeply rooted the black cat superstition is. Now let's talk about the second superpower people attribute to cats, their 9 lives. You've probably heard stories like a cat falling from a high-rise building and surviving. Actually, this is due to cats' remarkable recovery ability and resilience, making people mistakenly think they have more than one life. For example, when cats accidentally fall, they instantly trigger a special righting reflex. What does that mean? It means when a cat's body is upside down, its head twists immediately while its front paws move close to the face to protect it from impact. Then the cat twists its spine to turn the upper body, followed by the lower body, and extends its limbs while arching its back to cushion the impact. Additionally, while twisting their bodies, cats rotate their tails like propellers, acting as a balancing mechanism. All these reactions happen in a flash. You don't even have time to react before it's over. Therefore, compared to humans and other animals, cats are less likely to get injured from high falls, but this doesn't mean they can't die or have multiple lives. But why did it become 9 lives specifically rather than another number? The reason is simple. In ancient times, many cultures considered the number 9 particularly lucky, so people attributed this lucky number to cats. This somewhat mysterious species is also believed to have another superpower: extraordinary vision. They can move freely even in pitch black nights. Indeed, cats can see in the dark. Their eyes often glow in low light. This is because behind cats' eyes, there's an image-enhancing device called the tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer that acts like a mirror behind the retina. With this device, cats can make full use of every bit of light entering their eyes. However, cats cannot see in complete darkness as people think. In pitch black nights, they also need to rely on sound, smell, and their whiskers to navigate. Someone once conducted an experiment where they trimmed a cat's whiskers and placed it in complete darkness. Unexpectedly, this poor cat stumbled around in the dark, completely losing its usual grace. However, even though cats possess enviable night vision, their color recognition ability is quite poor. So, before the 1940s, scientists generally believed cats were completely colorblind. But recent research shows cats can distinguish specific colors, like differences between red and green or red and blue. But obviously, cats' color discrimination level is still much worse than humans. Um, Additionally, cats' eyes can convey their emotional signals. When you lock eyes with a cat, have you noticed their pupils dilating and contracting? Pupils dilating might occur if they see something appear or something seriously threatening. Therefore, when you see a cat's pupils dilated, be extra cautious because they're likely startled, defensive, and ready to attack. Besides pupil changes, the degree of eyelid opening or closing can also convey their emotional signals. For example, a cat on alert will have its eyes fully open. If a cat's eyes are half closed, it means they're completely relaxed at that moment. When a cat squints its eyes into a line, relax, it's not looking down on you, it's just controlling light entry to protect its eyes. Of course, the most legendary superpowers people attribute to cats are the following. For instance, cats can sense their owner's return before they even get home. Another example is their ability to traverse mountains and rivers to find their way home, and even predict earthquakes or disasters. Later, scientists discovered that because cats are highly sensitive to different people's scents and ultrasound, they can accurately detect when their owner is approaching. Many animals have evolved incredible homing abilities over long periods, like cats and dogs. Ancient China also has the story of an old horse knowing the way. Cats can navigate directions because they might sense Earth's magnetic field. Researchers found that attaching magnets to cats disrupts their homing ability. Finally, cats' sensitivity to minute vibrations and static electricity enables them to predict earthquakes. And earthquake prediction isn't exclusive to cats. Other animals can do it too. Take snakes, for example. Actually, cats' unusual behaviors have scientific explanations, not supernatural powers. All right, we've covered perceived feline superpowers. Has this given you deeper insight into cats? Of course, this is far from sufficient to understand cats. Next, I'll help you understand them better through their daily behavioral habits. This is our final topic today. Have you noticed cats often purr when you pet them? Do you think this means they're comfortable? But actually, cats sometimes purr loudly during severe pain, injury, childbirth, or even when dying. A more accurate explanation is that purring signals friendliness, like injured cats calling for human help. Pet cats use it to express appreciation for their human companions. When friendly strays rub against your legs in gardens, is this them showing affection? Partially, they want friendly physical contact. But there's more. They start by nudging you with head or cheeks, then turn sideways to rub. Finally, they might lightly wrap their tail around you. After this, they look up at you and repeat these actions, sometimes multiple times. If you pet them, then they rub more intensely. After completing this, the cat walks away slowly, its greeting ritual finished, finds a spot to sit, and grooms its side. These seemingly simple actions carry special meanings. Cats are exchanging scents with you, using special glands near their temples and mouth corners. Without you realizing, they've left scent signals on you. By licking the area they vigorously rubbed against you, cats can pick up your scent. Have you noticed cats strangely gravitate toward people who dislike them? Why? Is it because cats are naturally mischievous, deliberately provoking ailurophobes? Of course not. I once had friends over, including one girl who was especially afraid of cats. While others played with my cat, she sat far away. Oddly, my cat showed little interest in those playing with it, but grew fascinated with this scared girl. All afternoon, it tried approaching her, often rubbing against her legs, even jumping onto her lap, making her scream in terror. From a cat's perspective, being stared at feels like a mild threat. The only person making the cat comfortable was the girl not looking at it. So it sought this ideal companion. In other words, cats approach dislikeful people to express gratitude. Some owners notice their cats catch mice or birds, but don't kill them immediately, instead playing catch and release. So why do cats do this? Just for fun? The author believes this mostly occurs in pets because their cushy lives lack rodent threats, depriving them of hunting activities. When they occasionally catch prey, they prolong the chase until it dies, reluctant to end the hunt. But feral cats sometimes do this too, especially females. During kitten development, mother cats bring live prey back to demonstrate how to kill prey. Spayed female pets may exhibit this maternal instinct, redirecting it toward owners since they lack kittens. This explains why cats gift half-dead prey to owners. They're trying to train your hunting skills. Additionally, cats toy with prey. Another reason, when attacking larger rodents, cats fear counterattacks where the prey might bite them. To prevent self-defense bites, cats launch repeated assaults, trying to stun prey before delivering the killing blow. Cat owners know felines can be destructive, like some dogs. They'll claw your favorite furniture. People often think scratching sharpens dull claws or shortens overgrown ones. Actually, cats shed old claw sheaths, the worn outer layers, to reveal new claws underneath. The third function, rarely realized, is scent marking. Scent glands under cats' front paws leave odor when they scratch furniture. That's why cats ignore new scratching posts and keep targeting the same furniture pieces. Since they're attached to that scent, owners wonder, can repellents protect my furniture? Sadly, few smells make cats retreat completely. Scientists have identified only 3 stinky substances that somewhat repel cats. First, oil from crushed leaves of yunsheng, a rare aromatic shrub. Second is common onions. Rubbing raw onion on furniture usually deters cats. But the most effective repellent, surprisingly, vinegar. Cats despise vinegar because its acidity irritates their sensitive airways. Still, cats are persistent. They'll find ways around repellents, while scratched furniture frustrates. Their diligent waste burying offers some comfort. Is burying waste about hiding traces or cleanliness? Let's find the real reason. Studies show dominant male cats leave waste uncovered on high ground to spread scent and assert status. Only subordinate cats bury their waste. That aloof exterior masks insecurity, especially around owners who tower over them and control their survival. Food supply, domestic cats recognize their owner's dominance and thus obediently bury waste. Feline insecurity also surfaces after scolding. Reprimanded cats often turn away, back toward their owner, coldly refusing eye contact. Many interpret this as proud sulking, but contrary to belief, it reveals their insecurity. When cats misbehave and anger owners, they're often yelled at or glared at furiously. Hence, cats instinctively avoid eye contact. This is actually a sign of submission. All right, that covers common feline behaviors. Some might surprise you, right? As household pets, cats are mysterious and unique, sometimes affectionate, sometimes aloof. Even now, human knowledge can't fully explain all cat behaviors. Remember, explaining something isn't about making excuses, nor is understanding meant to devalue it. Even if we someday decode all feline body language, they'll remain Earth's most captivating creatures. Well, cats sure are fascinating subjects. That concludes our book interpretation. Keynotes are below the audio. See you tomorrow.